Hey guys, my name is Mark from Jazz Guitar Lessons. In this video, I want to talk about the speed barrier. Super interesting topic, and I want to suggest how we can break this barrier, what to do about it, where does it come about, and also this whole idea of speed. I will sort of give you the punchline right away. It is my opinion, and it's supported by a lot of facts and proof. My opinion and thesis of this video, that your speed barrier is actually the hearing barrier, meaning in a nutshell that the rate at which you hear is the rate at which you can play. And we'll be discussing this throughout this video, meaning that if we can find a way to hear faster, we'll find a way to play faster on the instrument, which boils down to the famous thing. I don't like when people say this, you are the instrument. Well, kind of you are, because whatever we hear has to happen first. So let me just start with a quick anecdote or a quick analogy. When I drive on the road, and I drive in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, I'm in Canada, so we go 100 kilometers. It's a highway, so my eyesight, it's got to be higher on the road, so I see where I'm going. As opposed to assuming I'm taking a walk, I'm on the sidewalk, I will be looking a few steps ahead of me. So this look ahead is the thing I'll be coming back to towards the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned till the end for the tips, and then you'll find out that this is the way we can think of playing music. And here's the thing, when we play lines, actually, I'm thinking of jazz lines, so it could be a jazz guitar thing or piano or sax thing that I play, that I transcribe, that I learned from someone else. Or I can think of the rate at which I'm playing notes while I'm improvising. And when I'm going to talk about lines, we're just going to assume a few things. So the first thing is it's subdivisions. So I'm playing here, I'm playing a note, and I'm going down, da, 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 right? So I'm going to assume the subdivisions are equal. Here it's going to be like a bunch of 16th notes or triplets or 8 notes. Doesn't really matter. But the point is there's a rate of speed at which these notes can be repeated. And we have plenty of examples in recorded history. We have Pat. Of course, we have Wes, and there's plenty of really fantastic, tasteful players. Let's put one more. Pat Martino. Oh my God, right? These guys play amazing lines that are so tasteful and well-crafted, but they're blazing fast. So what do we do about that, and how could we get there? Stay tuned. Again, so we just get in the spirit of understanding how the hearing can impact our playing. I'll give you one example, that something you can stop the video, try right away on your own, that a student of mine recently, by the way, the Jazz Guitar Accelerator is the small group of people I work with one-on-one. If you're interested in finding out about it, just book a call with me in the description below. I have an interview with all the students. We'll find if there's a good fit. I'll craft a plan. We can start working together if you're interested, of course. So one of these students on Accelerator said, "Hey, I saw Tommy Emmanuel last night." Cool. And how was the show? Oh, it was good, whatever. But Mark, here's the anecdote. The thing is, I went back home, I started playing, and I could play faster. You still play faster? Well, you know, it subsided after like 2 days. Interesting. Did you practice any harder? Did you practice any different? No, same tune, same stuff. How about that? So that's why I'm going to tell you, the viewer, the subscriber on YouTube, by the way, like and subscribe if you haven't already, to go and listen to fast players for a while and see what kind of results you get. Especially if you're already playing lines, but you may struggle with making better and faster lines. So I'll suggest just one, top of my head, Pat Metheny, Question and Answers. It's just a trio record. Check out, he plays solars, and he plays all the things you are. They play them fast. So put that on repeat in your ears for a while and really focus. And then get back to the instrument and see what's happening. So this example and way of doing it is proof that speed is not just about the mechanical approach. There is a component that I got to hold my pick a certain way, I got to do the things, but speed has to do with the feedback mechanism I get from the ears. All right, so that's a really good place to be. And if you don't get it, please leave me a comment and we can discuss this further. Now, again, the thesis is my speed barrier equals my hearing barrier. How does this happen in our nervous system? So there's a couple of thoughts. Number one, how does it happen? I think we neglect sometimes when we're trying to build speed and technique. And is Mark going to tell me to practice scales a certain way and alternate pick, whatever? Hell no. No, I'm not doing that. In the next video, so it's a two-parter. So the next video is going to be how. So I'm going to give you one precise exercise in about under 5 minutes, and you can all be amazed. So stay tuned for that next video. Now I'm going to tell you a bit more on the theories, like how does this happen? So a couple of things. When I play consecutive notes, like 16th notes, there's got to be something that happened that I know when to play the next one, right? How does my body, my fingers, both my hands, gotta synchronize this? How does it know when it's time to play the next one? There's got to be a feedback that I heard the previous note ring out, right? So I execute, I get the instant feedback, and then it's got to return. I hear it, then signal goes to my nervous system and then through my muscles, and it executes and come back, etc. and in a feedback loop. The faster I play lines, the faster it has got to happen, right? So how does this happen that I hear someone do it and I just absorb it by osmosis? Well, the first thing is we have a cap. Like as human beings, we have a cap of nervous system, which means it's the same with video. Like if you're watching this video of 24 or 30 frames per second, if we could see faster, if we could see more frames per second, we would see that this motion is not actually smooth. It's just a bunch of slides one after another. But we don't see that fast, and therefore we just feel it and perceive it as continuous. I had the same experience with music personally when I first heard Charlie Parker play solo. What? I thought that he was playing simultaneous notes, that they were stacking notes on top of one another, like C, D, E. And after, thank God, listening a lot and practicing a lot and going to school, I realized, no, that notes are not touching, but it's so fluid that it's giving me that illusion, right? Because it's not possible to play two notes simultaneously on a saxophone. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is human beings have a cap, and I'll get back to that, and we have a pretty slow reaction time. We don't gather a lot of data because our brains is doing most of the filtering anyways, and we only see about, 1/1,000,000th of all the data that's coming in, which thank God, or else we'll all... That would drive me nuts. I already hear and see enough, right? And think enough. So there's always this voice, right? The roommate in my head, yeah, you're not good enough. Yeah, that thing. So all that said, the good news is we all have this cap. The bad news is perhaps if we're looking at Pat Martino, we, mere mortals, haven't developed the ability to hear that fast yet. But the other good news is that it's possible to develop it, and proof is in the pudding. If I put on Pat for an hour or 2 or 3 and listen to this in my car over and over, I get back to the studio, I have these habits of hearing things faster. So it happens because of the way our nervous system is built. And also, I just want to point out something. A cat confronting a snake with a different reaction time. So the snake has this reaction time, but the cat has an even lower reaction time. And it's funny because the cat is really not nervous. He's watching the snakes like, okay, make you move. And then the snake goes and the cat just goes like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. So how does that happen? We have a slow reaction time. You want to play faster? You got to look ahead, all right? Stop obsessing. I mean, thank you, Troy Grady and all these guys that put cameras and trying to, what's that channel, Break the Code? Right, yeah, okay, that's fantastic. It's only part of the answer. Because if I don't look or don't observe or don't try to comprehend and improve the way this signal is coming in, there's no way the feedback loop is going to get faster. If my feedback loop is not going to get faster, there's no amount of exercising, there's no amount of training, of mechanics, of muscles, of this or that that's going to happen. And here's another proof. A lot of players that play fast, like Pat Metheny, don't have very orthodox techniques. They're doing all the wrong things, and yet they play super fast. How does that happen? Well, the feedback of the speed is happening. So we got to look ahead. We got to stop obsessing. And again, what are we going to do about it? That's going to be the topic of the next video. Basically, it boils down to what I've seen in other areas, such as people playing extremely fast video games like Tetris, super fast, or Formula 1 drivers. These guys can't make it in time. So what we're going to do in the next video actually is play and attempt to hear as we play, or hear prior. So pre-hear what we're going to do. It's simpler than you think, but we have to use the metronome, etc. to increase our speed. But the point is, while I'm playing something physically, for sure my hearing and mind is just a little bit further ahead. And here's another analogy or example. If you take a text on paper and you attempt to read it out loud, check yourself. For sure, while you mouth a certain word, your eyes are already on the next word or sentence. Guess what? The faster you read, the further ahead you got to be, right? So it reminds me of, there's a great documentary about the fastball and baseball. I don't play baseball, I like watching sports. So the guys that hit fastballs like 100 miles an hour, 105, certain pitchers, they will hit it. There is no way they can see the ball coming because of the way we're built as human beings. So what they do is that they see it here, then they see it here, and they see it here, and they see it here because of the sliding that occurs. And it's like the brain does this thing that's called fill in the blanks, like fill the in between. And certain really professional players say the faster the ball comes, the smaller it gets, like it's just a golf ball. And they say, you know, a ball at 80 miles an hour, it would come and they have time to see the seams and even the logo, they have the time to see it come. But faster than that, the ball sort of blurs and disappears. And they even say fastballs will raise at the end a little bit. And that's completely false. It's been proven with cameras. And they say it doesn't. It's the mind that's filling the blanks. And it gives that false impression. So they approximate. So a lot of the sports is approximating that stuff. A lot of the guitar playing, a lot of the fast playing is also approximating that stuff, batching the stuff together, and then making sure we're able to look ahead. So that's my spiel on playing fast. So if you want to play fast and you're a fan of the stuff that I teach on jazz guitar lessons here, and that you have been not breaking the speed barrier and you have these issues with speed, then I hope all of this makes sense, and I will see you in the next video. And I'm not sure how I'll name, probably look ahead or how to play fast, something like that. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe this video. Make sure to stay tuned for the next release of the video about playing faster. Thanks. Bye.